So this is my 1992 Seca II. It obviously looks a lot different than they do from the factory. Gotten a lot of questions about it, so I figured I would do a quick video around it. Basically what I did was, obviously you can see I bought the tail. It's not finished yet in the tail section. The seat's not finished yet either. But I cut it, and I'm going to make a bumper and some sort of small rack to mount inside the original frame. If you know anything about these bikes, have had them off or done anything with them, you know that that bottom section of the frame comes clear back and connects somewhere right about here. So that bend that's welded in there is actually the factory handlebar. I welded that in, cut the bends next to the handlebar mounts, and welded them in place. My rear fender is off of I think it's a front fender off a 1300 V-Star. Probably about a 2009, somewhere in there. And then I just used steel tubing and bent that and mounted it with my axle. So when I adjust the chain, the fender moves with the tire. And I just have my turn signals mounted, and I have my wiring ran through basically what I believe is sprinkler system line, and it runs through the swing arm and comes out of the side of the swing arm and goes up and along the frame, actually right next to the chain. It's never hit. It's been done for over 2 years. Has worked well. Moving to the front, I put clip-ons. Get rid of the factory. Obviously, the factory handlebars. Put clip-ons on. Had to run my throttle up over my brake master cylinder, and then I ran the speedometer. It's a 650 V-Star Speedo mounted inside a headlight bucket, and then the Speedo cable runs down, obviously through the bottom of the headlight bucket, the whole way down to the wheel. And I didn't want many wires or cables, so I have my brake hose, my steel braided hose I replaced this factory one with, and I have the Speedo cable, and in this, looks like telephone cord, is actually a 12-volt accessory plug for spotlights or whatnot you'd have in your car. That powers my turn signals, which are mounted on the forks. My clutch cable, the stock clutch cable, was obviously a mile too long. So what I found was a FZ1 cable from about 2001. That generation of FZ1 was about the perfect length to run back on the left side, cross over, and hook into the clutch arm on the right side. The exhaust are the factory head pipes. I just have them wrapped with heat wrap, and the muffler, get down here low enough to see it, is a factory muffler off of a ZX6R Ninja. Those mufflers are about 3 times the length of this one. I sectioned it and took the chambers and laid it out the best I could with keeping the exit pipe intact, and then just built my own flanges out of the stock Seca mufflers to mount to it. And then I just bolted it to the, there's a piece of square tubing that crosses, there's the center stand that they had on these bikes, which was a accessory back in the mid-90s. I cut that tube out that bolted to, and put in my own square tube to mount the exhaust to. We'll fire it up here. You can hear it. But that's my 92 Seca, what I like to call my little rat Café fighter.